Tonight on the South Today, the Cargill's Castle ruin gets a $2 million boost to turn it into a tourist attraction. A new generation of Robodocs is being rolled out, aimed at making GP visits more efficient. And the Queenstown Winter Pride Festival is back in full force after a few years of disruption. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Hannah Wilkins. A major project to turn the Cargill's Castle ruin into a tourist attraction is planned to begin next year. The project could cost up to $2 million and should have already started, but efforts were delayed by the COVID-19 pandemic.
The Cargill's Castle Trust is an organisation with a dream to have the 145-year-old structure used as a local attraction where people can safely gather and more.
It'll be just walking access around the castle. We intend to have some walkways inside the castle so that you can actually walk around and up to the nearer the top of it and get some of the magnificent views of the coastline and over the city and that.
The castle ruin was acquired by the Trust in 2001 to save it from demolition. Trust Chairman Stephen de Graaf says the building consent process is well underway.
Then we can put it out for pricing up and then fundraise, so it's still probably a couple of years away till we can really get it going. We don't know how much it will be yet until we get the final plans and building consent, but probably in the region of $1 to $2 million.
COVID-19 caused delays to the project, with the Trust having to defer some of its plans. But they're hoping to allow tourists to walk around the historic site early next year. The Trust is hosting a meeting at the St Clair Golf Club next Tuesday to update the public on the development and hopefully to attract new blood to the organisation. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Two far-right activists have appeared in the Christchurch District Court this morning, charged with distributing an objectionable publication. Calvin Alp and Hannah Spearer represented themselves and had to be forcibly dragged into the dock by police and court security. There were angry scenes outside the Christchurch District Court this morning as far-right activists Calvin Alp and Hannah Spearer made their way into the building. The pair are jointly charged with distributing a documentary which has been deemed an objectionable publication under the Films, Videos and Publications Act. The charges carry a maximum penalty of up to 10 years imprisonment or a fine of up to $50,000. Outside the court, the pair thanked supporters.
Thanks everybody for your support and for being here. Freedom of speech is something that is worth fighting for in this country.
The pair had both refused to stand in the dock when called. They instead read statements from the back of the court until being forcibly dragged into the dock by police and court security. They've both been remanded on bail without plea for 3 weeks. The next time you walk into a medical centre, your first point of call may be a robotic doctor. The new automated health kiosks, dubbed Robodocs, are being rolled out with the aim of helping speed up doctors' appointments.
A new way to take a few crucial readings.
Blood pressure measurement completed.
This automated health kiosk, also known as Robodoc, is aiming to streamline your visit to the doctor.
We plan so patients will be able to come in and get regular blood pressure checks, and the intention is it'll look to free up time for clinicians and nurses to focus on other aspects of clinical care with the patients.
The Robodoc has a range of built-in devices which takes a patient's standard measurements without needing any medical staff.
We'll take a patient's height, weight, blood pressure, temperature, oxygen and body composition.
The kiosks upload a patient's measurements automatically, meaning the readings are ready to go by the time the patient enters the doctor's office.
Yeah, it'll be in general practice. We envisage it sort of sitting in the waiting room and patients will be able to get a QR code sent to their phone and you can just sign in and get all the measurements done on a regular basis.
Southlink Health Services are aiming to roll out around 200 Robodocs nationwide, meaning you may encounter one the next time you visit your doctor. In Dunedin, the South Today.
A Year 11 student at Dunstan High School is set to lose one of his prized attributes this Friday. But in doing so, he'll be helping a friend's younger brother as well as a complete stranger.
The Mullet. Business at the front Party at the back. 15-year-old Jaden McKenzie loves his mullet and knows how to care for it.
Wash it every second night, lots of conditioner, and brush it all the time and take good care of it.
Mackenzie has been taking good care of his hair, but he's due to get it shaved to raise funds for a friend's younger brother.
And I'm cutting my mullet off for Maddox Gale, who has cancer.
9-year-old Maddox Gale is currently undergoing cancer treatment in Christchurch. When Jaden McKenzie heard his friend's brother was ill, it motivated the Dunstan High School student to help.
So on the 2nd of September, Friday night, I'm going to be cutting my hair off for Maddox. Before then there's going to be an auction though, so there's a few things that are going to be sold, which the money we make from that also goes to Maddox.
As well as raising funds to help young Maddox Gale's treatment, when Sean, Mackenzie's impressive locks are being lovingly sent to Dunedin's Freedom Hair to be made into a wig for someone who's lost their hair due to cancer treatment. In Alexandra, the South Today.
After 2 years of being scaled back due to closed borders, Queenstown's Winter Pride Festival has returned, with many visitors from Australia joining in the fun. The goal of the festival is for people to get together and celebrate their diversity.
Queenstown has a lot to be proud of. Local shops and businesses around the tourist capital of the South are displaying rainbow colours in support of this year's Winter Pride Festival. What started off many years ago as Gay Ski Week QT was rebranded as Winter Pride 4 years ago. The festival features a week of parties, skiing and on-mountain events and drag shows, with plenty of visitors from Australia coming over for the fun.
The amount of Australians that are back here who are delighted to be here, who are blown away by the scenery and the weather. People who've never been to Queenstown before, it's incredible.
Many locals in Queenstown have accepted the festival and some of its startling shows, with the aim of Winter Pride being that people get together and celebrate their diversity.
With Pride, that people embrace Queenstown in this really special way. They just feel like it's just a super unique opportunity to come together. So yeah, I'm really proud.
Winter Pride is set to run until Sunday. In Queenstown, the South Today.
Whai Yakane, still to come on the South Today. A Southland Croquet Club celebrates its 100th birthday, and National Special Olympics hopefuls hit the pool in Gore.
Father's Day garage sale. He's taken 24% off absolutely everything. Plus pay it off with 24 months interest free. Only at John's Furniture Warehouse, Stafford Street.
And my mate John.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Come on, mate. The blue doesn't go with the brown.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Tēnā koe, welcome back. Gore's Croquet Club is celebrating 100 years of games played on the Shelton Green. The club has about 50 members who play the game a little bit faster than what was played in the 1920s.
The croquet lawn is still in good condition after a century of use. The Gore Croquet Club has just celebrated 100 years since the first games were played on these lawns in 1922. Club President David Frame says the rules of the game are slightly different to what they were back then.
Back then they played a form of game called the association game, and it was a longer form, and now we enjoy playing a shorter game. Most games last about 40-45 minutes.
The Gore Club's in good heart with about 50 members, many attending the celebratory lunch to mark the anniversary. And people are always welcome to try out the sport, but mustn't be deceived by the gentle appearance of the game.
It is a ruthless game. It looks genteel when you're playing it, but actually the object of the game is to be first through the hoop, whichever way you can, by attacking your opposition's ball.
The club is dependent on funding from sources such as the Mataura Licensing Trust, Gore and Districts Memorial RSA and Community Trust South. In Gore, the South today.
Swimmers hoping to compete in the Special Olympics Nationals later this year have taken to the pool in Gore. More than 20 swimmers took part, hoping to achieve qualifying times for the national event.
Swimming against the clock. More than 20 swimmers attended a Tier 1 event at the Gore Aquatic Centre recently. Hosted by Eastern Southland Special Olympics, the swimmers are hoping to get into the Nationals being held at the end of this year.
Some of these swimmers are getting qualifying times for the National Games.
The event attracted special swimmers from Southland, Eastern Southland, Otago and Wanaka. As well as competing, the swimmers were also able to enjoy the social aspects of the event.
The important thing is for actually the clubs to meet with each other. You're surprised how they make friendships, and a lot of Special Olympics is competing, but it's also the friendships people make.
The Special Olympics National Summer Games are set to be held in Hamilton over the second week of December. In Gore, the South today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South today. The Cargill's Castle ruin is set to benefit from a $2 million project aimed at turning it into a tourist attraction. A new generation of robo-docs are being rolled out in the South with the aim of making GP visits more efficient. And the Queenstown Winter Pride Festival is back in full force after a few disrupted years, celebrating diversity. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT, and we welcome the editor, Barry Stewart. Kia ora, Barry.
Hello, Hannah.
What can we expect in your paper tomorrow?
Well, there was a dramatic rescue at Crystals Beach in South Otago recently, and you can read all about that in your ODT tomorrow. Quite an interesting story.
Yes.
Man accused of gunpoint hold-up of a Mosgiel bar allegedly committed another aggravated robbery a couple of weeks ago, allegedly. So obviously somebody's been arrested for that Mosgiel incident. Active COVID cases in the South, a bit of good news there. They've dropped below 1,000, and that's the first time that's happened since February.
Yeah,
so,
about 6 months or so. Okay.
Yeah, so we're heading in the right direction.
We are, absolutely. Thank you for sharing. We look forward to reading more in your paper tomorrow, Barry.
Thank you.
And time now for a look at the weather.
The South Today weather, proudly brought to you by Mullet, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Looking at the situation, it'll be warm for the next few days as northwesterly airflow blows over the region. Heading to the top of the South Island, and it's looking fine with northerlies through here tomorrow. Up in the high teens with 19 in Nelson, 15 and cloudy over in Greymouth, while Christchurch breaks the 20-degree mark with high cloud. Travelling to South Canterbury and North Otago, the warm weather continues with high cloud and northerlies. Ashburton, Timaru and Oamaru all get up to 19 degrees tomorrow. Westwards now to the Central Lakes. Cloudy with nor'westerlies as we move through here. Wanaka and Alex head for 17 and a high of 15 over in Queenstown. Heading further south, the northwest winds and cloud continue through here, as well as the warm temperatures. 17 on the way for Balclutha and Gore, with 18 on the coast at the Catlins. Now down to the deep south. Showers clearing tonight in Invercargill, down to 10 degrees. Tomorrow is looking warm and sunny with a spot of clouds and nor'westerlies up to 16. And the cloud thickens up on Friday and may bring some rain before fresh northwest winds and a high of 15. And lastly, heading to Dunedin. Fine tonight with nor'easterlies down to 11. Thursday looks like another fine and warm day with northerlies. Surely a dunner stunner with 19 degrees. And the end of the working week will bring cloud and rain with northerlies and a warm high of 17 degrees. And that's the news this Wednesday. For the latest news and videos from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz. And you can follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch our news bulletins on demand. We'll see you again tomorrow. Ka kite apopo.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.